heart, hustle, baseball. The game lives here. This is Pioneer League. Watch on home.
Scott Gladstone, so excited to have you along for the ride as today the Glacier Range Riders take on the Missoula Paddleheads in Game 3 of a 3-game series here in the Flathead Valley. Should be a great day, especially because it is Father's Day here at Glacier Bank Park. A huge happy Father's Day to all of the dads and father figures out there. We appreciate you, and we hope to celebrate you throughout the course of today's game. Range Riders and the Paddleheads coming off a close one last night that was 3-3 going into the 9th inning after a 3-run bottom of the 8th from Glacier before a 4-run top of the 9th inning for Missoula, and enough to get the victory over the Range Riders. They battle once again, Missoula and Glacier. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups for you, and then we'll get set for baseball live from Glacier Bank Park. Happy Father's Day. We'll be right back for the starting lineups.
Glacier Bank Park is just so beautiful. The absolutely stunning views, the facility that we have, we're just very fortunate.
This is a place where people can gather throughout the community. The location of the park itself is centrally located within the valley, and as such it keeps everybody coming from all the different municipalities throughout the valley, and really it's just a hub for the community to meet.
My favorite thing about coming to the ball field is seeing old friends, seeing the beautiful complex, and the staff, how friendly they are. They greet us with friendliness, and the seats are awesome.
We also get to connect with folks as far away as Boston that are here on vacation that actually want to come to a ballpark because I talk them into it, because that's how special it is.
So we come to socialize. We love our group and we just have a really good time. Of course, we like watching the game too. And we like to win.
Numbness and tingling in the hand can make you lose your grip. Hi, I'm Dr. Nate Fogel. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and hand specialist here at Logan Health. Repetitive actions can lead to a condition called carpal tunnel. Left untreated, these symptoms can interfere with your daily life. Our fellowship-trained hand surgeons offer patient-specific care to help you regain control. Here's to getting a grip on life.
Welcome back in. Let's go over the starting lineups for today's game versus the Missoula Paddleheads from the Glacier Range Riders. Let's start with the Range Riders, who will be led off once again by Alex Fernandez. And batting second is Kyle Ashworth. Tommy Rover bats third. Horning, Millen, and Steele are the middle three, while J.D. McLaughlin, Carson Garner, Johnny Lutzo round out the starting nine. The professional debut of Johnny Lutzo, who will play catcher for the Glacier Range Riders. Chris Canada will get the start with a 5.62 ERA on the season. On the other side is Will Bermudez, Nick Klempner, Enzo Apodaca, Dean Stone, Casarella, Kazuski, Gutierrez, Piatkovich. We will take a quick break and be right back for first pitch.
This is Johns Manville,
built on experience, guided by people who believe every detail matters. We manufacture commercial roofing systems with purpose, combining performance, protection, and long-term reliability. From the science behind our products to the trust earned on every job, we focus on what lasts and what comes next. Steady leadership, proven performance. John's Manville Commercial Roofing Systems.
Welcome back in, fans. We will now send it down to the field for our national anthem. It's a very special Father's Day anthem. Award-winning vocalist Dustin Braley will sing it alongside his sons Max and Billy. We'll talk more about them when we come back, but for now we will send it down to the field for a Father's Day trio on this very special Sunday.
At this time, please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red anthem on bursting in air, giving proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Our national anthem sang live in stadium on Father's Day. That's Dustin Braley, his sons Max and Billy. Dustin, longtime member of Trans-Siberian Orchestra as the lead guitarist and singer. And Max and Billy clearly following in their father's footsteps here at Glacier Bank Park. Let's get set for some baseball. What do you say? It is a defensive alignment that looks like this for the Glacier Range Riders. Johnny Lutzo will be behind home plate. His first professional catching job, while Carson Garner plays third base. Jacob Steele will be at short. Tommy Rover, the second baseman. Jake Millen over at first base. The outfield from left to right is Kyle Ashworth, J.D. McLaughlin, and Alex Fernandez. Range Riders get the start for Chris Canada here today after Canada had his best professional outing on Tuesday night. 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Couldn't get through the fifth there to get the official winning decision, just coming up a hair short of it. But I'll tell you what, it was a confidence-inspiring outing. He got some quick backup from his offense as well, which was maybe crucial for him to just be able to pitch comfortably and hit the strike zone. Canada, the second tallest ever Range Rider pitcher, coming in on the official stat sheet. Canada at 6'8", 230 pounds. Only player taller was Austin Steinfort, relief pitcher in year one. On the season as a whole, Canada has a 5.63 ERA, 0-2 record. This is his second start. In 16 innings, he has 17 strikeouts and 14 walks. Opposing batters hitting just through 213. In the early going, it was control that really got to him more than anything, as now he will be a lefty arm up against a very lefty-heavy lineup for this Missoula Paddleheads roster, starting off with Will Bermudez. Bermudez steps in. And we're underway with a called ball just upstairs. Count goes to 1-0 on Bermudez, who on the season is batting .330. Home run last night for Bermudez. That one almost hit him. Count goes to 2-0. Bermudez most recently playing with the University of California, Irvine. Another kid that played his ball in the Golden State, just like Canada, who's a San Diego State product. That one misses as well. The count is 3-0. Get me over pitch in the zone. Count goes to 3-1. No outs here, top of the first inning. As this one hit out to left field to the track, and it'll be over the wall for a home run. Will Bermudez, a leadoff blast, and it's 1-0 Missoula just like that. Up steps Nick Klemp in a 1-0 contest. Canada falling behind 3-0 in that count, and the 3-1 taken for a ride. And that one will have him fall behind 1-0 in the count as it goes all the way to the backstop. For Bermudez, 7th home run of the season, back-to-back games with Jacks. These Range Riders have not hit a home run against Missoula at all in 5 games this year between the Paddleheads and the Range Riders. 1-0. This one, sky-high fly to right field. Fernandez, much more manageable to get to this one, and it's out number 1. Great crowd out on this Sunday evening. It's not evening, it's afternoon. Whatever day of the week it is, it's a great crowd. Whatever time of day it is, it's a great crowd. Obviously, it is Father's Day, so let's have some dad-inspired fun. You get some Father's Day jokes in here. Not specifically Father's Day, but dad jokes at least. Here for this top of the first inning. Got to tell you, last night I made some fish tacos, but they just ignored them and swam away. Called strike. Count goes to 1-1. On Enzo Apodaca, lefty on lefty matchup here. The 1-1 is in the zone. The count goes to 1-2. Home plate umpire Mike Green. First base Travis Schatzman. Third base Matt Bieber. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lutzo, the catcher, mentioned it's his first professional start. Santa Clara product. Just coming up after finishing his collegiate career with the Bronx. 2-2 pitch over to first. Millen down to grab it. And there's 2 gone. Hit fairly hard, but right at Jake. Good bounce back from Canada. A little bit worried after that first pitch went all the way to the backstop after the home run, but then he got to pop out to right and a ground out to first base. Up comes the dangerous C.J. Dean. .421 batting average in 8 games started. 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. for Dean. Called a strike. Count goes to 0-1. 89 on the gun from Canada. The 0-1 pitch in. Also in the zone. Dead center over the plate at 80, and Dean watched it go by. Game time temperature on this Father's Day, 71 degrees. It is sunny here in the Flathead. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the first inning. The 0-2 pitch to C.J. Dean. Bluff of the bat, did he go? First baseman said no, he did not. Count goes to 1-2. He's lucky that he didn't get called a strike, because you're kind of in a weird situation there as a batter. He maybe had a chance to run to first and get there safely if it was a swing. But if you pull it back and you try and play it off like it wasn't a swing, then you handcuff yourself to, if the umpire does decide to ring you up, then you're dead to rights at first. Foul ball on a 1-2 pitch. We'll do 1-2 once more. Canada into C.J. Dean. Call the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch into Dean. Swing and a miss. Got him with the changeup to finish him off. A solo home run by Bermudez. His 8th of the season sends us to the bottom of the first. 1-0 Missoula.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
Welcome back in. Scott Gladstone with you as the Glacier Range Riders and the Missoula Paddleheads about to match up. Let's look at the defensive alignment for Missoula. It is Gutierrez behind the plate. Over at third base, it's Xavier Casarella. Piatkovich is at short. Will Bermudez at second base. Tyler Stone is the first baseman. The outfield, from left to right, is Dean, Kazuski, and Apodaca. Just activated to the roster today from the IL is Tai Yukamoto. So he's back healthy. This one hit towards right field and a base knock by Alex Fernandez. Hit that one hard, did Fernandez, at 105 miles per hour. Held hitless for the first time in his professional career last night and does not wait long before getting a hit today. Range Riders are seeing the right-hander Mason Longoria. Longoria, product of the University of Houston Victoria NAIA school, played last year for the Grand Junction Jackalopes, had an ERA near 12 for Grand Junction, which had a pretty tough to watch pitching staff. There's a called strike as the count goes to 0-1. A lot of long balls hit in Grand Junction, Colorado last year against those Jackalopes. The 0-1 pitch, how long before Fernandez goes running? Pick off over to first. Not in the nick of time to get him. So also in the zone. Count goes to 0-2. Bluff of the bat. Check swing foul. Count stays 0-2 on Kyle Ashworth. Fernandez still not going, but it seems inevitable that he will make a run at it. Fouled off. There's a ball. Count goes to 1-2. Fernandez still steady there. 13 stolen bases on the year for Alex Fernandez. That is a staggering number to hit in as little time as he's been here. Just 8 starts. He's going on this one. No, he's not. Ball low and away. Count goes to 2-2. Two pitch. This one swung on, foul. Good discipline right now by Ashworth. He's got a long at bat here. 7 pitches already. The next one will be the 8th pitch of the AB. Coming home. That one almost hit him. And the count goes full at 3-2. Quick time taken. 3 balls, 2 strikes once again into Kyle Ashworth. 10th pitch by Longoria this inning in his first start as a Missoula Paddlehead. Swung on, a hard hit ball, foul once again by Ashworth. This just has a feeling, man, that Ashworth is going to connect well with one towards fair territory because he's been really seeing the pitches from Longoria well. Three balls, 2 strikes. This one hit towards second base. And Fernandez will scooter first to third. The throw in, not in time. Safe at third. Fernandez uses those wheels to incite a good ovation from the Flathead faithful. And a single by Ashworth. You just knew that he'd be able to get with one because he was seeing those balls from Longoria so well. So we got a first pitch single from Fernandez and then a 10-pitch at bat, which leads to another single for the Range Riders. They're in business. I don't think there's a single that could be hit with Fernandez on first where he can't go first to third. That one, everybody else in the league is getting caught going first to third. And Fernandez, never a care in the world about stopping at second base. Count goes to 1-0 as Tommy Rover steps up to the plate. Rover on the season, 292 batting average, 31 RBIs. That leads the Glacier Range Riders. Big time RBI opportunity for Rover. 1-0, Missoula leads. That one too high. Count goes to 2-0. Rover, I mentioned it before, undersized, and I think the umpires kind of go into default mode about where the top of the strike zone is. So he has more strikes called a little high of the actual ABS zone than everybody else in the league, because umpires see a ball where it's at and they go for most players that's a strike. For Rover, not always. The ABS has been adjusted though to height this year, so no more rules that really disadvantage the shorter players. That one misses downstairs. The count goes to 3-1. It was a set ABS strike zone the past 2 seasons, and now it is based off the official height for the players. 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs. In the zone, 3-2. It's another quality at bat for the Range Riders, as Longoria has already thrown 16 pitches. It's 1-0 Missoula thanks to the solo shot. Range Riders would love to come through with a counter punch. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout there, first of the season for Longoria in his first start. Up steps Carson Hornung on the season. Hornung, 301 batting average. And he sees a strike. Count goes to 0-1. Range Riders, too many times this year they've stranded runners in scoring position, and Fernandez, I mean, he might be atop that list even though he's been here for less than 10 games. Knows how to get on, knows how to get to scoring position. That one's fouled off. Problem is always getting home, and the strikeout numbers for the Range Riders have hurt them in opportunities like this. The 0-2 upstairs. One ball, 2 strikes to Hornung. That one upstairs. 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Downstairs, 3-2. Range Riders have pushed it full again. The only at-bat that was not a quality at-bat was the leadoff one of the contest, which you'll take a first pitch single by your speedy leadoff guy any day of the week. But technically it doesn't go down as quality. The rest of them have all been long at-bats. Ashworth's resulting in a single, and 6 pitches did get the better of Tommy Rover. The 3-2. Pick off over to first. I love watching Fernandez on the bases. He's like a very energetic puppy or something down there that's just like always trying to test the owner who's still trying to teach. He's just scampering around, moving. 3-2. Hit on the ground towards short. Only throw to make is to first, and Hornung legs it out. Infield single for the Range Rider designated hitter. What a good hustle play from Hornung. It's going to be an RBI either way, but putting some legs on that one. Not enough for Piotkovic, who really lofted that one more than I thought he needed to. He kind of made a casual toss on it when it did need some bullet behind it. You see him, he's going away. But if you're really making an effort to get that out, you got to put a zip on it, and he did not. RBI single, 1-1 goes the score. Up comes Jake Millen. Millen sees a miss inside, and the count goes to 1-0. This might be the biggest attendance of the year on this Father's Day, and a proud return to the tradition that we saw the first 3 years where the Range Riders hosted on Father's Day. The first ever Sunday game in franchise history was on a Father's Day, and it was against the Missoula Paddleheads. Jason Newman ended up hitting the go-ahead home run in the 9th inning for Missoula on that day. The Range Riders are very happy that they don't have to deal with Jason Newman anymore. It was the next 2 years, or the 3rd and 4th year of Range Riders' existence, and they had to deal with another 55, Adam Fogel. Count goes to 3-0. 1 out, runners on first and second. Four-pitch walk. As bodies are already getting up in the bullpen, and Longoria has himself a boatload of trouble. And a mound visit coming. As you see, the 4-pitch walk always cause for concern. And I'll tell you what, I've seen 5 of the 6 seasons that manager Michael Schlacht has overseen this Missoula Paddlehead squad. And I know one thing about him. He has his guys, and he has the others. And the others, if he does not have trust in them, he is not worried about taking them out very, very quickly. I have seen guys with the shortest starts you would ever see for Missoula. And they have often come in first or second starts for the Paddleheads, where the jury's still out, they're trying to figure out how good they are, and they start shaky, and boom, they're out, and sometimes they don't ever make another appearance for the Paddleheads. Jacob Steele, bases loaded. First pitch downstairs, count goes to 1-0. Longoria might be on that line right now of really deciding if this is more than just a one-shot start that he gets in a Paddlehead uniform. Swing and a miss, count goes to 1-1. I'm not saying that because it should be the case. I'm just saying that historically there's precedent for it under manager Michael Schlacht for these Paddleheads. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded, bottom of the first inning. Skips way in the dirt. Nobody will get to move up as it was blocked enough by Gutierrez. If there's a walk or base hit here, very much they might bring Longoria out of this game. Where with the Oakland Ballers, in contrast, Aaron Miles allowed his starting pitcher the first game against the Range Riders to allow 6 runs in the first inning before he took him out. The 2-1. There's a called strike. And it's not like Longoria is just super all over the place. It was a single and then a long at-bat single, a strikeout, an infield single after a long at-bat, and then the 4-pitch walk, which does give you some concern. Count is now 3-2 for Jacob Steele. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch in, 3-2. Foul scrape. Good at bat by the Range Riders. Rover worked it full and struck out. That's the only out of the inning, which you can't get too upset about a full count strikeout. Obviously, a strikeout's a strikeout, but you're happier with 3-2 strikeout than you are with a 0-2 strikeout. The 3-2 pitch into Steele. Ball 4, walk worked. And let's keep an eye on the Missoula dugout as the Range Riders take a 2-1 lead. Corning. Now to third, Ashworth taps home. J.D. McLaughlin stepping up. Take a look back at the 3-2 pitch where Longoria was nowhere close. Steele didn't even have to think about a swing on that one. They're going to give one more batter, at least, as it's laced over the head of the second baseman. RBI single by J.D. McLaughlin, 101 off the bat, and it's 3-1 Range Riders. Bermudez tried to climb the ladder, just couldn't get to it. Millen had to take a quick look back at second before he ran to third, so no chance for him to make up. You see there almost a traffic jam at second base because Steele read that one all the way and knew it was going to get over. Millen, on the other hand, just wanted to make sure he was not in line to be doubled off. And we pass it on now to Carson Garner, and they're still leaving Longoria out on the bump. This one hammered by Garner, and he's just out ahead of it. Foul ball, count goes to 0-1. It went nearly 300 feet down the left field line. Bases loaded, 0-1 count, 1 out. On the season, Garner, .250 batting average, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 1 home run in Great Falls, 1 home run in Billings. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, count goes to 0-2. Oh-2, 1 out pitch, bases loaded. Millen, Steele, and J.D. McLaughlin on the bases. Down in the dirt, good block by Gutierrez. Said I'd hit you with some dad jokes. I'll get you with another one here in this tense situation. Did you hear about the mathematician who's afraid of negative numbers? He'll stop at nothing to avoid them. Hopefully all the dads out there respect that. 1-2 pitch. Foul scrape. We stay 1-2 for Garner. On base percentage for Garner on the season, still fairly high at .413. The 1-2, 1 out. Hesitated on the bat. They asked if he went. Didn't need to, because he certainly didn't. Don't know if anybody would have asked for it if the home plate umpire didn't. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 40 pitches thrown in the first inning. There's a lot of situations where Longoria would not be still out there, but I think due to the fatigued nature of the bullpen for the Paddleheads, it's similar to when Langston was having his struggles. There's just not an option to go to the bullpen any earlier because of the situation that both of these arms are in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the first inning, bases loaded for Carson Garner versus Mason Longoria, the payoff pitch. Swung on to right center field. It's down for extra bases. This one will head all the way to the wall. Garner will head for third. It's a bases clearing 3 RBI triple by Carson Garner. The Range Riders lead 6-1. Millen, Steele, McLaughlin all around as Garner, a long AB, pays off with 3 ribeye steaks. And now the first professional at-bat for Johnny Lutzow. And he'll have to do it versus a new pitcher. The day is done for Mason Longoria, who will depart this contest in the bottom of the first inning after the Range Riders offense unfurls a furious fathom of offense that has been missing over the past 4 games in the losing streak. New pitcher into the contest as Longoria exits. The right-hander out of the University of Houston Victoria. He's from Victoria, Texas. Takes the loneliest walk in the world to the dugout and will receive the obligatory but sadder than usual handshakes and try and wear this tough start. And the Range Riders, who against Oakland especially, the first two games you really look at, it was early success offensively that got the Range Riders off on a good note, and then they were able to really break games open. And that allowed just everybody to pitch more comfortably. It's Luke Weschler into the contest, by the way, right now. Weschler, the guy who a couple Sundays ago started against the Range Riders and had a pretty solid Sunday, but it was a Sunday where he never really had much of a deficit to pitch from. His squad, the Paddleheads, jumped out to an early lead, and from there they kind of coasted to the finish line. Weschler just allowed a lot of weak contact, and it worked to a pretty solid start for him. Since then, things have struggled for Weschler, a 12.27 ERA. This is his 9th appearance of the year. Just 13 strikeouts in 14 2/3 innings. 13 walks as well for Weschler. Garner's 3 RBI triple bringing to a close the start by Mason Longoria. As Weschler is ready to go, and we have the first professional at-bat for Johnny Lutzo. Johnny Lutzo, Santa Clara Bronco, like I mentioned. Catcher for these Range Riders now. First pitch coming in to Lutzo. He's originally from La Jolla, California. And it hit him. And on-base percentage, 1 for 1 for Lutzo. I was hoping to give him a little bit more of kind of a rollout there, but instead, the Lutzo family will have something to cheer about back home in La Jolla. As that one just scraped a piece of him, and easy money. Lutzo might not have a more simple at-bat than his first ever professional at-bat. Watch one hit you and head to first. Up comes Alex Fernandez, who started this inning off with the first pitch single. And he sees that pitch outside. Mentioned the Range Riders already faced off against Weschler, but the two guys so far who have seen him did not see him on that Sunday a couple weeks ago. They were both not on the roster at that point. Lutzo obviously, and Fernandez joined midweek during the Billings trip right after that Paddlehead battle. Foul ball, count goes to 1-1. 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. And again, the thing to highlight, 1 out. So with a guy that's such contact heavy in Fernandez, you really hope to get some sort of base knock, or at least contact to push him to get Garner across home plate. He's behind the count now, 1-2 after a swing and a miss. It's also considerable saying that Weschler is not a strikeout pitcher. Much more of a pitch to contact guy, and Range Riders have no more of a contact guy than Fernandez, but baseball's going to baseball you sometimes. We'll see on a 1-2, 1 out pitch, bottom of the first inning, 6-1. Glacier leads. Ball low and away. Patience to watch that one miss the zone. And also quite the discipline. Two-two pitch also misses. Count goes to 3-2. Full count here for Fernandez. Not a guy you can pitch to because he is so dangerous, but you got to find something near the zone on a 3-2. 1 out pitch, runners on the corners. And it's ball 4. Fernandez to first base. Lutzo gets to move into scoring position. Up comes Kyle Ashworth. His at-bat really set the tone. I know Fernandez led off this inning with a single, but the at-bat from Ashworth is going to be the one we'll look at to say Longoria realized his day was going to be long after strike 1 looking, strike 2 looking. He gets up 0-2, then 2 foul balls. That's 4 pitches. It's still 0-2. 2 more balls thrown. It's 2-2. as Ashworth sees the first pitch strike. And then another foul, ball three, another foul, and finally Ashworth dribbles it into right field for that single where Fernandez went first to third. That was the beginning of probably the real end for Longoria. Misses off the knees, count goes to 1-1. Range Riders, after allowing a solo shot in the top half of the first inning, it has been all offense for Glacier, outscoring the Paddleheads 6-1. This one misses. It is 2-1. One out. Last couple nights for Glacier. Of course, just 3 runs last night. And the night before they did score 5, but it didn't really even feel that high. The 2-1 pitch. Fouled off. And the count goes to 2-2. Tommy Rover waits on deck. The only out of this inning, Tommy Rover. Which, of course, go figure. You put 6 across, and the 1 out of the inning is the guy who leads your team in RBIs. That's baseball, baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Fouled off again. A carbon copy of the last one. And just like the last one, it'll hit off the net. Tommy Rover will pick it up, hand it to the dugout attendant. And let's see if Deja Vu strikes a 3rd time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Bases loaded. Down low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Range Riders have seen 12 pitches since Luke Weschler's come on, and Longoria threw 42. That is a total of 54 pitches thrown this inning by the Missoula Paddleheads. 2 arms. 3-2. Out to left center field. Lutzo given the green light at third base. Fernandez will go first to third, and Ashworth scooters into second with a double. Stand-up double, make it 8-1 Glacier here in the bottom of the first. Tommy Rover will get a chance to avenge himself in the inning where now he still is the only out. Great job. Another phenomenal at-bat by Kyle Ashworth, who his offseason improvement cannot be understated. First pitch in the zone to Rover. 0 for 1, strikeout swinging. He gets to see the new pitcher. Range Riders 8 runs on 6 hits, and another hit here could push it to double digits. This one will get down in center field. Will be a green light for Ashworth. It is 10 in the first on Father's Day. 2 RBI single by Tommy Rover. And the bat keeps getting passed around. It is ring around the base paths by Glacier. Carson Hornung 1 for 1 with an infield RBI single that broke the scoring open all the way back about 30 minutes ago. And it's a ball missing the strike zone. 1-0 goes the count. All right. I have to start to look in the record books, because the Range Riders are definitely flirting with some history here. 1-0 pickoff attempt over there. Downstairs. 2-0. Two balls, 1 strike. I believe this might be the highest scoring inning in franchise history. The one I was checking on was in 2023, when the Range Riders had a legacy weekend from Kingston Liniak. Called strike count goes to 2-2, 1 out, bottom of the first. In that inning, there was 2 home runs by Liniak in the front end of a doubleheader day here at Glacier Bank Park. And the Range Riders had an 8-run inning. That was in early September 2023 as this one flared up foul. I don't have the official stat, nor a quick way to go through the official stats of it all. But I'll tell you what, from a Range Rider squad that has scored 8 runs over the last 2 games, and actually make that 3 games because they got shut out on Thursday night, 10 runs feels pretty darn good in 1/2 inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. And this one hammered to left center field. Moving over, and finally the second out of the inning comes. It is a 338-foot fly ball caught by Kazuski in left center field. Up comes Jake Millen. He's 0 for 0 with a walk. The first out of the inning was the 3rd batter. Rover struck out. From there, it was single, walk, walk, single, triple, hit by pitch, walk, double, single. That's over 9 batters without an out. As this one, high fly ball to right field. If it's fair, it is gone, and that baby is called foul. I think that one hooked around the foul pole in fair territory. Our umpire saw that. He called it when it landed because it landed to the right of the foul pole. But that, both foul poles, essentially, just like in football, they go up to infinity. And it's where it crossed over the wall, and it's a hard call to make for the umpire. That one did not register in terms of distance, but it went 108 off the bat. And I'll tell you what, I'll say it probably for the rest of my life that one was a fair ball, and this one is caught on a diving play by Bermudez at second base. The Paddleheads needed that out there, as Millen somehow, some way did not get credit for what could have been a 2-run blast. Can't be upset with the 10-run inning. Range Riders up by 9 as we head to the second.
When injuries occur, it can feel like your goals are out of reach. I'm Dr. Karen Purser, an orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist at Logan Health. If you injure a joint, muscle, or bone, our orthopedics and sports medicine specialists are here to help. Our highly specialized surgeons, clinicians, and physical therapists offer innovative treatments and the latest minimally invasive procedures to help you recover and return to activity faster and stronger so that you can reach your goal.
Welcome back. Top of the second inning. Range Riders leading 10-1 off, I believe, the highest scoring inning in franchise history. Ball goes over the head of Tyler Stone. Count goes to 1-0. Stone leads us off in the second. It is Stone, Casarella, and Kazuski. Long layoff there for Canada. He fires the first pitch ball there. Count goes to 2-0. Swing and a miss. Count is 2-1. See how Canada responds to kind of the awkward situation of getting to cheer a lot, but also getting to wait a very long time in the dugout. I wasn't looking down at the bullpen. Sometimes pitchers on long innings, they go down and they just throw a couple warm-ups just to keep their arm fresh. Obviously, keeping the arm warm isn't going to be difficult in the big scheme of things. It is 72 degrees out, but just keeping it fresh is sometimes tricky. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. This one, a sky-high fly to center. J.D. McLaughlin comes forward, now comes back, comes forward again, basically drawing an M in the dirt or in the grass before making the ground. More like a W, actually. Came forward, came back, came forward, came back. But a W is just an upside-down M, so all the same, 1 out. Swing and a miss by Xavier Casarella, who now steps up to the plate. Casarella, .333 batting average, 9 home runs, which leads the squad, 34 RBIs. That one called a strike as well. 91 on the gun from Canada. Now up 0-2 is the Range Rider southpaw versus the right-handed bat of Casarella. Down low. Casarella saw over the offseason, signed with the Gastonia Ghost Peppers of the Atlantic League. Never made an appearance for Gastonia before resurfacing here in the PBL. Step off from Canada. Pitch clock winding down. Just gets this pitch off as it's out to right field and will die. Pretty closely to Fernandez over there. 2 outs off some flyouts allowed by Canada. The thing I said about Canada, his start on Tuesday, he got a lead right away and rode it to a solid performance. And I think it really allows him to loosen up because he hits the strike zone, or he hit the strike zone on that Tuesday against Great Falls. And he wasn't necessarily afraid of the big hit, of the solo shot that he saw against him in the first inning. It's going to happen every once in a while. He allows fly balls. He's kind of a fly ball pitcher. But just challenge the batters and make him beat you. There's the 1-0 in the zone. 1-1. Got to get you with another Father's Day dad joke. How do you cut an ocean in 2? With a seesaw. 1-1 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're having fun here. This one's for the fathers on Father's Day. Three balls and 1 strike now. Kazuski's first AB of the contest. Kazuski's .327 batting average on the year. 3-1 pitch. Trying to frame it, did Letso, but a 2-out walk. Put Kazuski on first. Up comes Gutierrez. In total, at bottom of the first inning, saw 65 pitches thrown by Missoula. Two outs, top of the second. Runner on first in Kazuski. Good wheels, 10 stolen bases on the year for Kazuski. First pitch, a strike right at the top of the zone to Sergio Gutierrez, who in a couple of games has batted .300. No home runs, 5 RBIs. The 0-1. Also in the zone, cutting the inside of the plate. Counts 0-2 on the catcher for the Missoula Paddleheads, Gutierrez. Originally hailing from Burlington, Kentucky, 25 years old, Sergio Gutierrez. Should say that's the hometown on the roster for Gutierrez, originally born in Venezuela. The 0-2. Count goes to 1-2 strikes. Of course, a pretty good recent history of Venezuelan-born players on this Missoula roster. Roberto Pena, last year, also originally from Venezuela, who took home the World Baseball Classic this spring. 1-2 pitch, called strike 3. And a challenge coming from Gutierrez, who will be punched out. Called strike 3, and Gutierrez lost the challenge in doing so. See the look at it, 81 miles per hour and right on the outer black. Bledsoe framed it and maybe fooled the fellow catcher Gutierrez with it as well, thinking that it might have been outside. We head to the bottom of the second, 10-1 Glacier.
In 1858, one man's ingenuity sparked a legacy. When Henry Ward Johns set out to rethink roofing, he built something that would last. That spirit carried forward in 1901, when Johns joined forces with Charles Manville, creating Johns Manville. For more than 160 years, through challenge and change, innovation and resilience have defined who we are. Today, backed by Berkshire Hathaway, Johns Manville is trusted in the commercial roofing industry, with systems built to perform.
Welcome back. Glacier Range Riders with a 10-1 lead right now against their cross-state rivals. Not even cross-state. Just 2 hours down the road rivals. In the Missoula Paddleheads. Leading off this inning is Jacob Steele, who walked his first time up. Sees a called strike in there, 87 miles per hour. 6, 7, and 8, Steele, McLaughlin, and Garner in this half inning. There's a ball upstairs. Count goes to 1-1. Great strike zone thus far by Green. I've been looking at it on both sides. And that Gutierrez at bat, he called 2 strikes that were halfway off of the zone, but they were touching the zone. So they were correct strikes, and he called them correct. And that one just above, and he called it correct as well. This one's high into the air. And Stone makes the grab just in foul territory for out number 1. Range Riders right here, the tricky thing, especially with Weschler on the bump, who does not throw with gas, is going to be trying to find the proper swing to not make this necessarily turn into a bunch of pop-ups like we just had there. I think Steele overswung on that ball. And you can get a little bit greedy almost with a slower velo pitcher, guy that tops out at 88. And overswing and then find yourself with pop-up weak contact, just like somebody else would on the slow pitch softball diamond or something like that. You see it happen all the time. Guys step up there, try and swing for the fences, and if you miss-hit a swing for the fences, you end up with a pretty routine weak contact pop-up. 2-0 pitch into J.D. McLaughlin, 1-for-1 with a single. There's a ball. Down low. Three balls, no strikes into J.D. after the pop-up by Steele to begin the inning. Ball 4. J.D. walks on 4 pitches. J.D., of course, talking on a Father's Day. His dad has to be incredibly proud of the athletic family that has sprawled out to run the McLaughlin clan. Of course, I'm sure his mother can take just as much credit for it as well. His dad, Matt McLaughlin, not just JD, a professional athlete, but his brother, a professional baseball player, and his other brother is entering, I believe, his final year of eligibility to play safety for the University of Washington Huskies this fall. I'm sure the McLaughlin family has some chaotic times when trying to track all of the schedules going on. I'm sure it was probably much trickier in high school, with everybody going to different games, left, right, center. The final day of the regular season for the Glacier Range Riders is Sunday, September 6th. And that is also the day that the University of Washington will open their season versus Washington State. Did he go there? Ooh, said he did. Count goes to 2-2 on Carson Garner. Biggest hit of the contest, a 3 RBI triple by Garner to right center field. Not a ballpark where there's a ton of triples hit. Glacier Bank Park here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out pitch in. Foul scrape. Of course, for fans from the state of Montana, you know the Big Sky Conference well. Alex McLaughlin, JD's brother, will also face off against a Big Sky foe, Eastern Washington. That'll be on Saturday, September 19th, when the Dogs will take on the Eags. 2-2 pitch. Garner sends this sky high to left center field. And Kazuski has himself a catch. Clean hit. Just went 345 feet. Need a little bit more. Range Riders, they've done about everything offensively today except for hit a home run. And that is the one thing they have not done in 5 games against the Missoula Paddleheads. And again, the process is to make sure you don't get too eager for it. And for the first time, a batter will see Weschler for a second time. First time, second time, sorry. All over the place. Johnny Lutzo got hit by the first pitch he saw. We'll see that one as a strike. I was in the supermarket the other day when this guy threw a block of cheddar at me. And I was pretty outraged. I shouted back, well, that's not very mature, is it? This one hit by Lutzo down the left field line, and it is foul. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That would have been fun. Lutzo, product of Santa Clara. Wanted to talk more about him the last time he was up, and so now I guess I will get a little bit more of a runway to do so. Last spring, he was on the Buster Posey Award midseason watch list. He's one of the top catchers in the country. This one swung to shallow right field. It is down for a base knock. Johnny Lutzo, his first professional hit, puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Todd Pratt, the one to make sure that ball gets put in the right spot. McLaughlin to second, Lutzo to first. And up comes Alex Fernandez, 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. Also a pretty smart kid himself. Finance major, 3 years on the honor roll for Santa Clara. First pitch into Alex Fernandez is a called ball. And the count goes to 1-0 as that one missed inside from Weschler. Lutzow spent his entire 4-year career at Santa Clara, batted .298 in those 4 seasons, 126 games played for the Broncos. Called strike, count goes to 1-1. Had a short stint in the PBL, or in the NECBL, which is the only wood bat experience he had, but in 14 games for the Vermont Mountaineers, he batted .366 with the wood bat. One misses, 2 balls, 1 strike. This past spring, just finished up his collegiate season, batting .333. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Ball outside, 3-1 to Alex Fernandez. In total, in 4 seasons of collegiate ball, he had 12 stolen bases. He was caught 6 times, so didn't run a ton, as you would expect from a catcher, but he also has some speed to be able to get the 12 stolen bases. 3-1 pitch into Fernandez. Ball 4, Fernandez walks. Bases will be loaded for Kyle Ashworth, who's been a star today. Single and a double halfway to a cycle, but he's got the 2 easiest check marks on the box. Kyle Ashworth, the former Long Beach State dirtbag. The team that is playing in his collegiate stadium, the Long Beach Coast, the top team in the PBL right now. It'll be an interesting matchup. The Range Riders take on the Coast in the first week of August. First pitch in the zone for a called strike on Kyle Ashworth. This one hit up in the air. Count goes to 0-2. Ashworth doubled to left center his last time up. Bases loaded once again for Ash. The 0-2 outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch count differential is staggering right now. Paddleheads have thrown 90 pitches after the next fire home by Weschler. The Range Riders have thrown 36. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Outside again. Out of the 90 pitches thrown by Missoula, only 47 have hit the zone. That is just slightly over 50%. Range Riders have had 8 hits and 10 runs across in a 10-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. 2-2. Tapper just foul. Looked for a second like it might stay fair, at least after Ashworth kind of bolted to first, but it was not much more than just a hard first kind of step and flex of the body towards first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, 10-1 Range Rider lead. Weschler firing into Ashworth. This one swung on, high fly ball to right field, backing up, looking at the track, and that one is gone! A grand slam from Kyle Ashworth. It is 14-1 Range Riders. Get your rye bread and salami. It is grand salami time. Holy smokes. Kyle Ashworth, the most unlikely of guys to break up the no home runs against Missoula trend, as that one just squeaked fair. 365 feet, so it was well gone. This is one fouled off by Rover. Wow. A grand slam, and now the Range Riders really have done everything. 14-1 over the Paddleheads. Ball upstairs. Count goes to 1-1. Much needed from Glacier, not just because of the 4-game losing streak, not just because they haven't beaten the Paddleheads, but it's a great crowd that is begging for some offensive output, and they have got it in plenty, as this one over to second should be the final out of the frame. Rover thrown out 4-3. We head to the 3rd inning of play. It is Range Riders 14, Missoula 1.
Numbness and tingling in the hand can make you lose your grip. Hi, I'm Dr. Nate Fogel. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and hand specialist here at Logan Health. Repetitive actions can lead to a condition called carpal tunnel. Left untreated, these symptoms can interfere with your daily life. Our fellowship-trained hand surgeons offer patient-specific care to help you regain control. Here's to getting a grip on life.
Top of the 3rd inning, Glacier Range Riders with a 14-1 lead over the Missoula Paddleheads. Chris Canada out for another inning of work. Jeremy Piotkovich will be the first at-bat for Piotkovich. The Range Riders are having guys with their 3rd at-bat at the bottom of the 2nd, and Piotkovich gets his first trip up with the lumber in his hands. Count goes to 1-0. On the first pitch that misses from Canada, who has to wait again a fair amount. We are on pace for about a 6-hour game here. This one towards left field. Ashworth, fresh off the grand slam, makes a catch for out number 1. Flip over the lineup card for the first time for Missoula. Will Bermudez, who started this contest off with a home run. That felt like a long time ago. And Missoula took a 1-0 lead. 14-1. Range Rider advantage here. Bermudez almost should have got a pitch clock violation there. He noticed it at the last minute as he hopped into the right-handed batter's box and sees a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. The offense is going to get the headlines right now, but I love what we're seeing from Canada. Top of the 2nd, just come after the strike zone. He did have a 2-out walk, but then just came right back to it. 0-1, 1 out, top of the 3rd. Swing and a miss by Bermudez, who flailed over the top of it. Count goes to 0-2. Oh-2 pitch into Will Bermudez from Chris Canada. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Watso chases him down to place the tag. Kind of a funny thing here. Bermudez, his last name isn't quite Bermuda, but how many times do you have something very similar to 2 countries or place names as a last name face off? Canada versus Bermudez. Just a funny. Listen, if we had the full professional production crew like of an MLB team, with some stats intern in the back punching stuff in. They'd find out how many times in MLB history you've gotten guys with two almost, and I'm stretching it with Bermudez. I realize that, but today's the day of the dad joke, so, might as well. Fouled off by Klemp with 2 outs here. I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing, which is a dad joke every half inning because it is working. And I'll tell you, what should you do if you're addicted to seaweed? Sea kelp. Sea kelp. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning. Inside to Nick Klemp. Count goes to 2-1. That's a note to everybody out there. Endorsed by the Hasty family, which I'm sure is listening right now. Everybody, wherever you are, do not move for the next 9 innings. Just keep watching where you're watching. Keep doing what you're doing. And so far, things are going good for the Range Riders. We like all the superstitious mantras to keep it that way. And the Range Riders to keep putting up runs. First career grand slams from Kyle Ashworth. 3-1, 2-out pitch. This one laced up the middle as Klemp has himself a single. And there was something in that. I think the fact that Klemp never considered going to second, that is kind of telling about the mood of the contest right now, is that Klemp got himself a hit, but that one was headed towards the gap, and he didn't even consider going to second. Enzo Apodaca now steps up. Apodaca 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. In the dirt, Lutzo, a good block. Goes to 1-0. Canada needs a shoe tie here. In the zone. Called a strike. Count goes to 1-1. Down to 1 challenge remaining after Gutierrez got it wrong. The 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Swing and a foul scrape. Into the glove of Lutzo. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, top of the 3rd inning, 14-1. Range Riders ahead. Popped up. It is foul, out of play. Will it be a souvenir ball? That one cracked on the roof of the suite level here. Range Riders, obviously way too early to fully kind of look ahead and turn the page to next week, but they have their first ever matchups with the Red Pocket Mobiles. As this one over to 3rd, needs a backhand from Garner and a good throw to get out of Speedy Apodaca, and it is clean from Garner. 3 RBIs on the day and a good 5-3 put out to end the top of the 3rd inning. It's 14-1 Glacier.
Thinking about where to host your next office event? Book the indoor event space at Glacier Bank Park. With a capacity up to 145 people, our indoor event space is a flexible, year-round venue ideal for accommodating receptions, conferences, and holiday parties. The spacious layout boasts impressive stadium and mountain views, providing the perfect setting for guests to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
Innovation has always been at the core of Johns Manville. From advanced testing labs to real-world job sites, we rethink what roofing can deliver. Through science, precision engineering, and decades of real-world experience, we engineer commercial roofing systems that deliver lasting performance. At Johns Manville, innovation means listening, learning, and building solutions that meet today's needs while preparing for what's next. This is Progress with Purpose.
Welcome back. Glacier Range Riders with a 14-1 lead here, bottom of the third inning. Weschler back out for another inning of work. He's on 53 pitches, and he'll face off against Carson Hornung. Hornung, 1 for 2 today, a fly out to center, as well as an infield RBI single. Let's look around the PBL, see what things are going on across this funky league. First pitch, called a strike up there. Count goes to 0-1. Great Falls, who has been competitive with Billings in a 3-game set in the Magic City. The Voyagers lead Billings 4-3 in the top of the 5th inning. Count goes to 1-1. However, that one missing. Ogden leads Boise 4-0 in Boise. Red Pocket at Idaho Falls yet to get going. And just underway in Oakland, 1-1 between Modesto and the Ballers. And in the bottom of the first in Long Beach, California, it is the Coast 0, the Freebirds 0. In terms of the PBL standings right now, we're close enough, especially after the progress made last night by the top 2 teams, to really start thinking about what is the timeline as this one hit to second base, fielded and thrown by Bermudez for round number 1. What is the timeline to possibly clinch for the PBL's top teams in this first half? With it being such top-heavy in Long Beach and Billings, not having necessarily a hard schedule and taking advantage of the schedule they've had in front of them. Long Beach could clinch in as soon as 8 games, and same with the Billings Mustangs. Long Beach is 23-6 with 19 games remaining. Their magic number is 15. As there's a ball into Jake Millen, who was oh so close to a home run. His last time up was called foul, and I disagree with that call. The 1-0. This one hit towards right field, crashing for a base hit from Jake Millen. Now he's got a base hit as well as a walk today, as Range Riders just keep on putting base runners on. We also have elimination numbers, aka tragic numbers. You got magic numbers, you got tragic numbers. Idaho Falls, they could be officially eliminated from first half playoff contention by as soon as Tuesday. With a loss today, and then a win by either Billings or Long Beach, and then a loss on Tuesday, Idaho Falls would officially be out of it. They're already really out of it. But just mathematically would be out of the first half, which would be one of the earliest occurrences of that. Jacob Steele, pop out and a walk for Steele today. Red Pocket Mobiles, the Range Riders could bring their first half playoff hopes to an end as soon as Wednesday. There's a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2 on Jacob Steele. Really, though, everybody, I would say from Missoula, Glacier, Modesto, Ogden, Boise, is still in it. This one popped up to shallow right field. Going to be a long run for everybody, and it falls. Steele with a base hit is Bermudez. Just turns around and throws out. I don't know what he was doing there, as he probably realized that Millen would smartly be hanging somewhat close to first, and then just hucked it up there. Luckily for the Paddleheads, it doesn't come back to bite him. Pop single to the Bermuda Triangle. I was kind of shocked Stone didn't give a run at it from first base. J.D. McLaughlin sees a called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Somebody asks you what the most effective way to quit being vegan is. You know what it is? Cold turkey. That's your dad joke at the bottom of the third. As J.D. McLaughlin, ooh, that one dribbled over there and then thrown to first. That could have been a smart play. Todd Pratt should have a conversation with the umpire here, because if somebody drops it intentionally, and we'll see, maybe it did just scrape before, but it's a smart play by Casarella. If you let that one hit the ground and then you just tap third and throw to first, then it's a double play, and that's exactly what happens. 5-3, as it's 14-1 Range Riders headed to the fourth.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
When injuries occur, it can feel like your goals are out of reach. I'm Dr. Karen Purser, an orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist at Logan Health. If you injure a joint, muscle, or bone, our orthopedics and sports medicine specialists are here to help. Our highly specialized surgeons, clinicians, and physical therapists offer innovative treatments and the latest minimally invasive procedures to help you recover and return to activity faster and stronger so that you can reach your goal.
Welcome back in. C.J. Dean leads us off here, top of the fourth inning. It is 4, 5, and 6. Dean, Stone, and Casarella. First pitch missing outside to Dean. Dean is 0 for 1. He struck out swinging all the way back in the top of the first inning to end the frame. Range Riders right now on 11 hits, 14 runs. Missoula has 1 run on 2 total hits. A little jump rope action for Dean. Two balls, no strikes on Dean. 14-1 scoreline, top of the fourth inning here. 2-0 pitch, and it's ball 3. The 3-0 pitch, 14-1 scoreline. One's called a ball. Don't want to lead off 4-pitch walk, which is funny because maybe Canada's just used to having a 15 to 20 minute rest period in the dugout. And usually with a longer rest, sometimes you're worried about kind of coming out funky. And this time, the shortest rest, he has a 4-pitch walk to start it off. A couple of those pitches were close, though. Now it's lefty on lefty as Tyler Stone, 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Snaps out. In the zone, called strike. Count goes to 0-1 on Stone, the first baseman on the season. Stone batting .327, has 3 home runs, 38 RBIs. This one foul scraped, and the count's 0-2. Dean on first, not much of a threat to steal over there. Haven't seen a lot of flash of wheels from him. As that one misses low and away from Canada into Stone. Stone originally from Mesa, Arizona. Played his college ball at the University of Nebraska for the Cornhuskers. The 1 ball, 2 strike, no out pitch, top of the fourth. again missing. Count goes to 2-2. Two is foul scraped. Canada, if you're wondering pitch count wise for him, he's at 60 right now through 3 full innings. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, top of the 4th inning. Both bullpens have some action going. Jack Wade for the Range Riders and a right-hander going for Missoula. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, top of the 4th inning. Pitch into Stone. Couldn't bring it down, just a little bit high of the zone. Count goes to 3-2. You do not want to see another walk here by Canada, just because it's a 14-1 game and free passes are your enemy. 3-2, and it will be a 2nd straight walk issued by Canada. Walk Dean, then walk Stone. 14-1 contest. Canada just going to take a moment on the back of the mound to recollect himself. And Lutzo will have a conversation with him. Of course, Lutzo, first game catching Canada, just trying to continue to figure out his southpaw pitcher. Range Riders on this Father's Day, on a Sunday, per usual, wearing the home camos. Camo tops with a dark green numbering on them, as well as Range Riders across the front. White pants for the Range Riders, along with their black caps. On the other side, Missoula, road grays, gray tops, gray bottoms. Green numbering with an orange fringe on the back. Xavier Casarella steps up with a fly out to right field. His first time up. As Will Omen has a conversation with Canada as well. Pitch count getting up there. It does feel like after a catcher conversation and a pitcher conversation that it might just be a time buying maneuver to make sure that if this is Canada's last batter, then Jack Wade will be ready in the, or Lance Wade, excuse me, will be ready in the bullpen if needed. Jack Wade is a pitcher for the University of Washington, which I called the Spring. And he was also a relief arm, so you get crossed up every once in a while. A lot of names. I have to say. 14-1 scoreline. 2 on with nobody out for Xavier Casarella, as the first pitch is a called strike. The count goes to 0-1. Casarella again a fly out to right field for the kid originally from Grapevine, Texas, played his college ball at Wichita State. Into the Astros organization before being let go before last season started. And a Range Rider last year until being traded to Missoula. No, before being traded to Billings. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Fouled off, 1-2. Spent a JUCO stint at Seminole State College in Seminole, Oklahoma as well. Drafted out of the prep level, but opted to go the college route. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Casarella comes up empty, and a strikeout by Canada. 1 gone, top of the 4th. Michael Kazuski steps up. He has 1 walk in his first trip up. As you see, the breaker from Canada. Casarella was thinking big thoughts on the 78-mile-per-hour pitch that was closer to his shoe tops than the strike zone. 1 out, top of the 4th inning. Still 2 aboard as that one floats to the zone and hits it. Count goes to 0-1. Canada on 67 pitches right now. Wade still standing in the bullpen, as is the right-hander for Missoula. This one also hits the zone, and the count goes to 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch in, swing and a miss. Another strikeout by Canada. Whatever Lutzo and Will Oman said to Canada, it has worked about as clean as you'd like it. Two outs, top of the 4th inning. Runners on first and second. Dean on second, Stone on first. Canada trying to get out of this, and that won't help. It hit the foot of Sergio Gutierrez. Bases will be loaded. He was really starting to work on that breaking ball and got a lot of good swings and misses. But that one, he just lost it completely. And the bases are now full for Jeremy Piatkovich. Piatkovich flied out to left field as Gutierrez taking his time walking down the first base line, kind of flexing that out. Two walks and a hit by pitch this inning. Threaten versus Canada. Shortstop for Missoula could find a first punch back since the 14 unanswered by Glacier. First pitch in. Up and away, good snag by Lutzo. The 1-0 into the zone, called a strike, 1-0-1. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Dean on third, Stone on second, Gutierrez on first. This is not a fast trio on the base paths for the Paddleheads. Stone and Gutierrez, a first baseman and a catcher. Both pretty big in size and stature. 1-2, swing and a miss. On a ball that goes to the backstop, the throw will be made down to first, and it's kind of wild from Lutzo. Canada did the smart thing there and was covering home, and that might have been the best play to make, because technically there's a force at home, and instead it is a strikeout that couldn't be blocked, and a run will come across on it. It's a drop third strikeout. And you just see on that breaking ball, it was way in the dirt. Piatkovich was foolish probably to try and swing at it. But in the end, I guess he gets the better. He does not get an RBI for it. As there's a swing and a miss. And technically his batting average will go down, but drop third strike, wild pitch. Does score Dean and bring up Will Bermudez. This one hit to third. Needs a good throw across the diamond, and they get it from Garner. Canada, all the trouble that he found was his own, but he ends up with 3 strikeouts on the inning, and then he gets a ground out as well and survives a bases loaded scare thanks to a good response after walking the first 2 batters and a good throw from Garner to finish the frame. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 14-2 Glacier.
Need a space that offers both a place to dine and an area to mingle in style? Book the Hideaway and Corner Suite at Glacier Bank Park. You and up to 50 guests will enjoy full catering services in the Hideaway, and incredible mountain views and comfortable furnishings in the luxury Corner Suite. This versatile combination offers a space to dine and a place to relax, creating the perfect arrangement for guests looking to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
When injuries occur, it can feel like your goals are out of reach. I'm Dr. Karen Purser, an orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist at Logan Health. If you injure a joint, muscle, or bone, our orthopedics and sports medicine specialists are here to help. Our highly specialized surgeons, clinicians, and physical therapists offer innovative treatments and the latest minimally invasive procedures to help you recover and return to activity faster and stronger so that you can reach your goal.
Welcome back. It is the bottom of the fourth inning. Range Riders with a 14-2 lead after the wild pitch scores a run in the bottom of the fourth inning. Still 3 strikeouts from Canada, and nobody warming up in the pen right now. So I think Canada might get the 5th, because why not, you know? Now it goes to 0-1. All the trouble last inning was, for the most part, his fault, but he also, for the most part, cleaned it up. And if not for a ball leaking past Lutzow, then he would have been able to get out of the inning. He pitched well enough to do so, but obviously I think the ball hit the ground before it got to Lutzow, so you have to call it a wild pitch if it does hit the ground. That one in the zone. 1-2, Carson Garner standing up at the plate, a triple. In the first inning was the biggest hit of the inning. A 10-run frame, the biggest in Range Riders franchise history, and the 3 RBIs brought across by Garner. This one will fly lazy to shallow left field, and then nearly a collision. Oh my goodness. Casarella just took off the head of his teammate, Piotkovic, who fell like we were on the pitch at the World Cup. And he was trying to entice a yellow card out of Casarella. Take a look back at it. Ooh. Of course, it was in shallow left field in week 1 of last season when Gavin Tonkel and Gabe Howell collided. And the resulting injury took Gabe Howell out for the better part of the next couple weeks. Johnny Lutzow, fresh off his first professional hit, his last time up, steps in and sees a called strike. Casarella was right to pursue that one because Piotkovic was making the universal sign for, I don't see the ball cleanly. And then he apparently was able to find it. And by the time he did, Casarella was already close enough to it, and the contact there, and seems like Piotkovic is okay. Is this one headed towards the gap, right center field, and a base knock again by Lutzow. Takes a big turn of first. I'll tell you what, there's a lot more kind of greedy type players that would go for second and say, screw it, we're up 14-2, let me get a double out of this. But Lutzow, you could tell kind of the fundamentally sound posture that he approaches with the fact that it's not going to change. He's just going to pass the bat off to the next guy. That's also kind of a catcher mentality, I think, of just step up, do your job, get to first, pass it off to your leadoff batter, and Alex Fernandez. Mentioned 12 stolen bases in the collegiate career of Lutzow. By the way, new pitcher into the contest is Grant Garza, who takes over for Weschler. Outside, count goes to 1-1. Fernandez on the day, he's 1 for 1 with a single to lead off the contest in the bottom of the first, and then he has 2 walks since then. He's also scored every single time that he's got on base. So 3 runs scored for Fernandez, which is certainly one of the many single season marks that he has already really trying to tap into. He is on pace right now, technically, to be able to get the single season stolen base record. That one makes the count 3-1. The single season run record was set in 2023 by Gabe Howell, who had exactly 100 runs scored. And funny enough, here we are in the bottom of the 4th inning in a random Sunday game. Fernandez works a walk, and I've referenced Gabe Howell twice unaffiliated with each other. But that just happens when a guy plays for 4 seasons as a Glacier Range rider. Tends to come up in a 14-2 game. Kyle Ashworth, a grand slam last time up for Kyle Ashworth, the first grand salami of his professional career. Runners on first and second now for him as he sees that one go for a ball. And time for another dad joke. If the earth was flat and fish swam over the edge, where would they go? I'll tell you where. They would go to Trouter space. That ball heads up into Trouter space and down into the glove of C.J. Dean. A fly out for Ashworth. Out number 1. Ashworth now 3 for 4 on the day. That one might have been either the best or the worst, depending on how you are seeing a dad joke on this Father's Day. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Tommy Rover to the plate with a single. That was all the way back in the 1st inning, in his 2nd at-bat of the 1st inning, that he singled up the middle. And he sees this one as a strike from Grant Garza. On the season, Garza has an 8.38 ERA. This is his 13th appearance out of the pen, 2-0 record. He has 14 strikeouts and 13 walks in 19 1/3 inning. A pitch-to-contact pitcher, Garza is. Originally from Missouri City, Texas, in his rookie year out of the University of Texas, Tyler. Called strike, count goes to 0-2 on Tommy Rover. This one hit towards first and into the glove of Stone to tap the bag unassisted. Lutzo and Fernandez reach, but they're left stranded. We head to the 5th inning of play. It is 14-2. Glacier leads Missoula.
At Johns Manville, it's always been about people, the people who design the systems, the people who build them, and the people who depend on them to perform every day. That's why we approach commercial roofing with care, collaboration, and respect for what's at stake. Because every roof protects more than a building. It protects people, livelihoods, and peace of mind. That's the responsibility we stand behind. Johns Manville Commercial Roofing Systems.
Welcome back. It's the top of the 5th inning. As we do see a new pitcher coming into the contest, Lance Wade will take over for Chris Canada. Canada, I'll read you his final line in a moment, but it was another great start from Canada. I do think he is a pitcher that pitches much better, like most pitchers, when he has that lead, that advantage. And he came in, and even when he got those 2 walks to lead off the inning, as he got, I believe, a pitch comm situation. Wade's going to have to switch out his pitch comm in his hat there. But yeah, just a very positive appearance to be able to see 4 innings from Chris Canada, just 2 hits against, one of them the home run in the first. 2 runs. I got one of them down as unearned. which now I'm wondering, does a drop third strike technically mean that it's unearned, even if it's a wild pitch? Huh. That's just what my computer is charting as unearned. But I'll check on that. I think it still should be earned. So I think both runs should be earned against Canada. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch. I think the most important thing for Canada was, 1, limiting those walks, which for one reason, it did come back to haunt him. That was one of the runs against. But the strikeouts outpaced the walks. And I think that's important too, as this one is a hot shot out to right field, and Klemp, without much debate, hits it hard, but right at Fernandez for out number 1. That one laced well at 96 miles per hour, but 1 pitch, 1 out. New pitcher into the contest is Lance Wade. Wade on the season, originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, former Missouri State University Bear. Fires the first pitch into Apodaca for a called strike right at the bottom of the zone. Wade still limited time thus far, but he has a 4.50 ERA. His 3rd appearance, 1 run against him in his 2 innings of work. There's a strike as well, and the count goes to 0-2 on Apodaca. Apodaca, 2 groundouts as he fouls this one up. Last couple days, I felt like there's a couple more balls that are headed my way trying to headhunt me. I think it's coming this year. We have never had a ball in my booth, as that's a check swing. Foul ball. Count stays 0-2. But I just got a feeling we got more home games this year than ever before, 54 home games. And so odds would mean that there's more of a chance that a ball comes in my booth this year than any year before. Called, strike 3. Apodaca watches it go by, and with only 1 challenge remaining, he'll hold off on tapping the head, and to the dugout goes the outfielder for the Paddleheads. 2 gone, up steps C.J. Dean. Dean 0 for 1 with a walk, and he scored the run on that wild pitch. First pitch in the zone from Lance Wade. A 1 pitch from Wade. Hit on the ground towards third. Couple hops, and Garner a long throw across the diamond, easily enough to get out C.J. Dean. It's a 1-2-3 inning. A lineout, strikeout, and a ground out. Turned by Lance Wade. We're halfway home. It's 14-2. Range Riders in front.
Range Riders fans, Glacier Bank Park offers a variety of suites to accommodate groups of all sizes, from small gatherings to parties of up to 65 people. The balcony views and exclusive services create a premium experience for celebrations, reunions, and outings of all kinds. Enjoy the convenience and comfort of your private space, breathtaking Montana scenery, and high-level action on the field, while our dedicated hospitality team creates an unforgettable experience for you and your family, friends, or business associates.
Numbness and tingling in the hand can make you lose your grip. Hi, I'm Dr. Nate Fogel. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and hand specialist here at Logan Health. Repetitive actions can lead to a condition called carpal tunnel. Left untreated, these symptoms can interfere with your daily life. Our fellowship-trained hand surgeons offer patient-specific care to help you regain control. Here's to getting a grip on life.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
Welcome back. It is the bottom of the 5th inning. Glacier Range Riders with a 14-2 lead over their Mission Mountain rivals. First pitch missing inside. Count goes to 1-0. Carson Hornung, 1 for 3, single fly out and a ground out. Funny enough, in a weird kind of twist between Hornung and Garza, Hornung, his hometown, is listed as Overland Park, Kansas. There's a called strike. Count goes to 2-1. Grant Garza started his collegiate career at Johnson County Community College. Where is that located? I'm sure the Hornung family back home in Kansas, if they are there, knows the answer. It's located in Overland Park, Kansas. Called strike. Count goes to 2-2. So I'm assuming at one point in history, these guys were both in Overland Park at the same time. Bluff of the bat, did he go? Third base umpire said he went, and Todd Pratt immediately turns to the umpire and says, "Come on, what are we doing?" I'm sure Todd Pratt has the feeling of that's a, hey, the lead's a dozen, let's keep this moving type call. And if that call was made in a tie game in the 8th inning, I don't know if Todd Pratt would still be on the field with us right now, because he backed up his guy pretty well there, as he should have, on what did look like a non-swing, as this one caught by Casarella. 1 pitch, 1 out to Jake Millen. And there's 2 gone. Bottom of the 5th, just like that. But if it was a serious call and that was called a punchy, that'd be something. That call was only the 2nd strikeout of a Range Rider player. And that is the number that I know the Range Riders coaching staff, the Range Riders players as a whole, every fan in this building loves to see, is that there are 2 strikeouts versus the top K team in the league right now, and a 14-2 lead. Can kind of at least do a little look at that and realize, hey, wonder how much one has to do with the other. Again, I went over the stats yesterday. The lowest strikeouts in the league does not necessarily mean you're the best team in the league. So that one's outside. Missoula has the 2nd lowest strikeouts in the league, and they have the exact same record as Glacier. So is it necessarily indicative? No, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of guys on base situations where you just wanted to be able to make contact with it, as this one, a high fly ball to left center field, and it is gone. Goodbye baseball. Jacob Steele over the outfield fence. It is 15 for the Range Riders. Sending that one sky high at 101 miles per hour, 394 feet over near the left field scoreboard. And it just had enough to get beyond Kazuski, who was trying to climb the fence, to possibly bring that one back. Called the ball, count goes to 1-0. Grant Garza, mentioned, started his career Johnson County Community College, Tarleton State, and Texas Tyler, where he also had stints, finishing up at UT Tyler. That one called a strike in there. For Jacob Steele, after a stint on the IL, that is his 3rd home run of the season. He also owns the only other grand slam, other than the one hit today, as McLaughlin has this one to left field, and it's just going to hang up there too much. Good swing by JD, but that ends the frame. Range Riders tack on another, the 3rd home run of the season by Steele, makes it 15-2 Glacier. Top of the 6th inning here, Glacier Range Riders with a 15-2 lead over the Missoula Paddleheads. As of right now, much needed confidence from this Range Riders squad, especially going into a matchup with the second to last place team in the league in the Red Pocket Mobiles, the PBL's travel team. All 96 games on the road. And despite starting the season winless for a while, they are feeling a lot better, to the tune of a handful of straight wins. Count goes to 0-1 on a swing and miss. The Red Pocket Mobiles are 7-22 overall, 15 games below 500, but they're 5-5 in their last 10 games, and they have won 2 in a row thanks to matching up with the dismally bad to start the season Idaho Falls Chuckers. Alex Fernandez, routine catch on that one as Stone flicks his wrist out to right field. There is one gone. Range Riders right now one of the coldest teams in the league. The only team with a worst last 10 games is the Yuba Sutter Freebirds, who struggled against the Red Pocket Mobiles and are on a 6-game losing streak, including 2-8 in their last 10 games. Casarella over to third. Backhand by Garner, who throws him out easily for out number 2. Fans, over the final couple innings here, they want to see a Range Rider victory. They want them to close it out. And then the big headline act of the day is the finale, which of course is the best tradition around the PBL on Sundays at Glacier Bank Park. The kids run the bases postgame, and our first 2 Sundays, the weather was pretty rough, so there wasn't as many people here that were usually on Sundays, as we call a time called by somebody, pitch clock violation on Lance Wade. Count goes to 1-0. There was still a good amount of kids here, but I'll tell you what, today it is going to be a stampede around the base paths, and not just because that there's so many kids, but dads get to run the bases with kids that are 12 and under today as well. Whew. It's always one of my favorite scenes, and I'm so glad we're back at Glacier Bank Park for Father's Day. Hopefully it continues to be a Range Rider tradition, and we can get Father's Day for the rest of the time here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. The pitch in. This one hit foul over near the third base coach, David Peterson, for the Paddleheads. Kazuski, former Kansas Jayhawk, in the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 1, does have a walk. Down low. Count goes to 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th, 13-run lead for the Range Riders after the solo shot by Steele. The last half inning, this is a high chopper, going to be tough with Kazuski having so much speed. The throw, not in time. Infield single on the high chopper by Kazuski, and that was just a situation where Steele or Rover, there was a brief moment where they kind of looked at each other and said, okay, who's going to take this one? No chance for either guy to probably have the out of Kazuski. And with 2 outs, Sergio Gutierrez, switch hitter, steps into the left-handed batter's box for the first time. Lance Wade, that was the first hit and first base runner that he has allowed. Swing and a miss as Gutierrez had that one blown by him at 92 miles per hour below the zone. Billings leads Great Falls 6-5 in the top of the 7th inning. The Raptors are up on the Boise Hawks 8-0. Red Pocket leads Idaho Falls 3-2. As this one sky high. down the left field line in foul territory. Catch is made by Garner. A great grab for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Range Riders up by 13 here in the Flathead Valley.
Glacier Bank Park is just so beautiful. The absolutely stunning views, the facility that we have, we're just very fortunate.
This is a place where people can gather throughout the community. The location of the park itself is centrally located within the valley, and as such, it keeps everybody coming from all the different municipalities throughout the valley, and really it's just a hub for the community to meet.
My favorite thing about coming to the ball field is seeing old friends, seeing the beautiful complex, and the staff, how friendly they are. They greet us with friendliness, and the seats are awesome.
We also get to connect with folks as far away as Boston that are here on vacation that actually want to come to a ballpark because I talk them into it because that's how special it is.
So we come to socialize. We love our group and we just have a really good time. Of course, we like watching the game too. And we like to win.
At Johns Manville, what we build starts with who we are. We are people champions, listening first, putting customers and teams at the center of every decision. We're driven by passion, always going the extra mile, always pushing ideas further. We perform, setting higher standards, delivering stronger results, and creating lasting value. And we protect our people, our customers, and the world around us, today and for generations to come.
Welcome back, bottom of the 6th inning. Glacier Range Riders with a 15-2 lead over the Missoula Paddleheads here. Grant Garza out for another inning of work. Garza 29 pitches thrown in 2 innings. Does have the 1 earned run against. Final line for both Weschler and the starter in Longoria. They both allow 7 runs, all earned. So Garza right now with 1 earned run in 2 innings, looking like a star against this Range Rider offense that has kind of shifted into cruise control mode. First pitch in the zone to Carson Garner. 1 for 3 is Garner. That 1, though, was very important. The triple in the bottom of the 1st. This one sky high. Out of play. Count goes to 0-1. Other scores that I didn't report to you in the last half inning. Modesto leading Oakland 8-1 in the top of the 3rd inning. And Long Beach, they just keep on rolling, and Yuba keeps on struggling. 4-0. The Coast lead the Freebirds. 0-2. Staying. It's 1 and 2. Grant Garza out there, like I mentioned. 2 years at Tarleton State and his final season at Texas Tyler, D2 squad. 3.98 ERA, 20 1/3 innings pitched. That one goes by. Count goes to 2-2. This one into left field, base knock by Carson Garner. Good swing of the bat by Garner to lead off this frame with a hit. 110 off the bat of the Range Rider third baseman. He's played a good third base today, too. He's made some long throws over there, just perfectly on target. Everyday third baseman for the Murray State Racers in their run to the World Series last year. Speaking of, let's get you an update from the Men's Collegiate World Series in Omaha. As that one hit Lutzo. And he will head to first on the HBP. Lutzo certainly hugging the base a little bit. But you're allowed to stand wherever you want. And if it hits you, as long as you're not leaning into it, you get first base for free. And so Lutzo on pace right now to beat the Range Rider single season hit by pitch record because he has 2 in 1 game. Alex Fernandez steps up. He's reached base every single time today. 1 single and 3 walks. First pitch, a ball outside, 1-0. This one towards left center field. Fernandez is getting a second on this one for sure. And Lutzo gets to third. It's a double for Alex Fernandez. It is 16-2 Range Riders. Nobody warming up in the pen for Missoula. They are going to leave Grant Garza now out on the mound, who has no outs, and Kyle Ashworth, who is 3 for 4 with a single, double, and a home run. So put him on cycle watch. If he gets a chance to go for 3, he better run at this point in the game. I would not endorse that if it was a tie game. Range Riders do have a triple today. It's off the bat of Garner, who just scored on that double by Alex Fernandez. One upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Last time up, Ashworth flied out to left. Ball 3 outside. They might be pitching around him. They don't want to get the cycle on him. Meanwhile, the Range Riders have allowed a cycle this year. And the man who allowed the triple to get it there was the Range Riders' worst pitcher in franchise history, Logan Beard, with a career ERA of 54. I said I'd get you an update on the College World Series. Is this one to left center field and just not going to have enough on it. Lutzo will score. It's a sacrifice fly for Kyle Ashworth. Not every time you'd see a runner sent to the next base to tag up, but because it does help the batting average of Kyle Ashworth, that's the reason why you see it there. We're at the point where you won't see an aggressive green light probably at all, just because of kind of the sportsmanship that is expected in a blowout contest. Although the Range Riders, as this one up the middle, will have a chance to get through. Backhand and juggled, and then the throw comes to third. That one might be an infield single, but probably an error on the shortstop, Pietkovich. He did have to come in to grab it. But the bad gets worse on a very bad day for Missoula. Take a look back at it and see it was kind of an awkward spot where Garza couldn't get to it, and then Pietkovich, I don't know, ball was a hot potato basically for him. It will be listed as an error as this one out to center field. Should score Fernandez from third. Fernandez across. It is 18-2 on the Carson Hornick sacrifice fly. Rover stays put at first. Range Riders 18, Paddleheads 2, as warm-ups are going in the pen, but I don't think they want to put this new pitcher in this inning. Millen, 1 for 3, has himself a single. Line out, pop out, and a walk. Time taken. That's 1-0. That update from the College World Series in Omaha, North Carolina, down 1-0 in the championship best-of-3 series, but they are up 6-2 in game 2. In the end of the 7th inning, if North Carolina holds on to beat Oklahoma, then it will come down to a winner-take-all game 3 tomorrow night. And I'm sure these guys appreciate that they'll get the off day. Many of the Range Riders love to head out, go on hikes, jump in lakes, whatever it may be with all the teammates. They're great chemistry days, especially on the days that are full off days and not travel days. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a swing and a miss by Millen to end the inning. 18-2, Range Riders have the lead. The RBI double by Fernandez and 2 sacrifice flies, 1 by Ashworth, 1 by Hornung. It is 18-2 at the end of the 6th inning.
When injuries occur, it can feel like your goals are out of reach. I'm Dr. Karen Purser, an orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist at Logan Health. If you injure a joint, muscle, or bone, our orthopedics and sports medicine specialists are here to help. Our highly specialized surgeons, clinicians, and physical therapists offer innovative treatments and the latest minimally invasive procedures to help you recover and return to activity faster and stronger so that you can reach your goal.
It's the top of the 7th inning here. Glacier Range Riders with a 18-2 lead over the Missoula Paddleheads. Right now just trying to tick out the clock on this big victory over their rivals. Of course, 9 outs needed to get, and in this league, nothing is easy. But a lot of wiggle room to work with for the Range Riders. 9-1-2 due up against the new Range Rider pitcher and Alex Bustamante. Bustamante takes over on the bump for the Glacier Range Riders. Came in to pitch the final out of the last night's top of the 9th inning that went against the Range Riders. First pitch in to Pietkovich, misses, and the count goes to 1-0. On the season, Bustamante, a 3.29 ERA, 15 strikeouts, 11 walks in 13 2/3 innings. There's a called strike at the bottom of the zone. Pietkovich didn't like it a ton, but again, you're probably not going to see a ton of challenges here. You're not going to see aggressive base running for either side unless kind of stats are on the line. Like a sacrifice fly, help out your teammate's batting average, because you do not hurt your batting average when you get a sacrifice fly. 2 balls, 1 strike. There's a called ball outside. It is 3-1 from Bustamante. And the 3-1 pitch misses. It is ball 4 and a walk from Busto. Originally from Tucson, Arizona, Alex Bustamante. Collegiate career finished up at New Mexico State before heading to the Yankees organization. And now a Range Rider. Range Riders 18 runs on 15 total hits. An offensive outpouring of epic magnitudes today. As that one misses. Count goes to 1-0. Of course, Father's Day here. Huge shout out to the fathers on the Range Rider coaching staff. As the 1-0 comes in from Bustamante. Swung on down the left field line, foul by Bermudez. Todd Pratt, Will Oman, and Stu Peterson. All fathers. I believe Todd Pratt, father of 4, Will Oman, father of 2, and Stu Peterson, father of 4. One ball, 1 strike. Fouled off, 1-2. Of course, when you dedicate yourself to a life of coaching, you also kind of become a surrogate father figure for the group of young men that you're with. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, top of the 7th inning. 18-2 scoreline. This one up in the sky down the left field line. Moving over is Kyle Ashworth to easily get under it for out number 1. So a happy Father's Day to that trio of Pratt, Oman, and Peterson. As well as, of course, all the fathers out there, specifically of these Range Rider players that are watching. I can tell you, as somebody who gets to spend a lot of time with these guys, whether it be eating post-game meals, on the bus, whatever, a lot of these guys talk about their dads as the reason why they started playing baseball, the reason why they fell in love with the game of baseball, and the reason that they got very good at the game of baseball. Many of these guys had dads who were coaches themselves, who were at least fans or players themselves, and really on both sides. Those relationships certainly curated part of the reason why they're here today, those paternal powers, that may be. Count goes to 0-2. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Oh-2, down low to Nick Klemp. Klemp is 1 for 3 today. One ball, 2-strike pitch with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Bustamante punches out Klemp, and there's 2 gone, top of the 7th. Bustamante also spent time at the University of the Incarnate Word. Two outs now, top of the 7th inning. And before Incarnate Word, he spent time at Pima Community College, and in the 2019 season was at New Mexico Military Institute. Also misses on that one. Count goes to 2-0 on Apodaca. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning here. Apodaca, like Bustamante, hailing from Arizona. He's from Scottsdale, a Baylor graduate, Enzo Apodaca. Bustamante, the son of Manny Bustamante. Alex has 2 younger siblings, Tony and Jasmine, as well in the Bustamante clan. Three balls and no strikes. Leadoff walk this inning, and now at risk of walking Apodaca. Get me over pitch, does just that. 94 dead center from Busta. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Still a hitter's count for Apodaca, who swings and misses at that one. Offered in the zone, lower inside corner at 95. Couldn't make contact with it. Lance Wade exits the contest. Final line for Wade. 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for Wade. An efficient 2 innings for the right-hander out of Missouri State. Runners going. This one a tapper. Hit to Rover, who will go quick to first, and it is called safe over there. Pietkovich was going on 3-2, 2 outs. And another infield single against these Range Riders. Here comes C.J. Dean. This will be power on power, Bustamante versus Dean. Rover's been thrown into the gauntlet on a couple tricky plays that he's had to try and make from second base. That one was another one that really, unless he really dispensed that from glove to throwing hand quickly, he probably wasn't going to be able to catch the speedy Apodaca. Up comes Dean, 18-2 ball game, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Swing and a miss as Dean is down to a knee. Count goes to 0-1. Outside. We have not seen anybody try to run on Lutzo just yet. So maybe at some point that'll happen and we'll get the chance to see the arm of Lutzo, the defensive ability. Called strike right at the bottom of the zone. Dean challenges and he has lost the challenge and they'll be out. Missoula is out of their challenges now, as Dean challenges kind of a ridiculous one to challenge. In a 16-run game, it should really result in an out or a walk if you're challenging. The 1-1. Taps it foul. I think also you could make an argument that having the challenges for a crucial moment late in this one, probably less likely that that happens. So you could also use it whenever, but you could certainly see it either way. On the 1-2 pitch, over to third. Garner, a casual flick across the diamond for out number 3. Infield single does not come back to haunt Bustamante, who had to fire 23 pitches, but a clean top of the 7th. It's time to stretch in Glacier. We'll be right back for the bottom half of the frame. Welcome back in. It is the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher for the Missoula Paddleheads is Jack Robinson. Robinson will take over and see 6, 7, and 8. Starting with Jacob Steele, who had a home run his last time up, a single and a home run. Final line for Garza, 3 innings pitched, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 strikeouts, a walk and a hit by a pitch. Count goes to 1-1 now. Jack Robinson, originally from Shippensburg University. That's where he just came out of school. From Fairfax, Virginia, hometown. The 1-1 in the zone, called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. This one swung on out to shallow right field, just enough to fall down. Bobbled for a brief moment by Kazuski, but Steele holds it first. And there is a leadoff batter aboard as the Range Riders, they're eyeing 20, I think. There has been a lot of frustration against these Missoula Paddleheads, and the Range Riders are going to try and take every ounce of it on this Sunday afternoon in front of, I think, the biggest crowd of the year. Popped up foul, out of play by J.D. McLaughlin. Shippensburg, of course, famously to me, who knows every piece of Range Rider lore that exists, the alma mater of two Range Rider greats. Nick Zegna played there before he transferred to Kennesaw State for his final collegiate stint. And former Range Rider Caleb Sophie, also a Shippensburg Raider. For Jack Robinson, started his career at Roanoke, which is a D3 school, and then moves to D2 where he played at Shippensburg. 2.67 ERA last spring for the Raiders, as laced into center field, a base knocked by JD. Range Riders have been making hard contact all day. That one 105 from McLaughlin. Up comes Carson Garner, who hit it 110 his last time up. For Jack Robinson, stats have been less than ideal in 6 1/3 innings pitched. He has a 17.05 ERA, 12 earned runs in 6 innings. And a first pitch ball into Carson Garner. Garner 2 for 4. He's halfway to a cycle, needs a double and a home run. Range Riders have one cycle in franchise history. It was hit by Ben Fitzgerald early in the 2024 season. There's a ball. Count goes to 2-0. It was hit at this ballpark, not on the road. Again, still 2 more at-bats needed by Garner, as Garner's going to get his home run on this one. Goodbye, baseball. All right, now he's a double away from the cycle, and he has it to 21. The Range Riders lead by 19 in a blowout on this Father's Day Sunday afternoon. No doubter from Carson Garner, 107 miles per hour, and that ball was about a ball or two above the strike zone, sent out of the yard. Steele, as well as McLaughlin, along for the ride on the no doubt long ball. You see Garner welcomed into the dugout as Lutzo grounds it. And the throw to first from Pietkovich on time. 6-3 put out. 21-2, the Range Riders lead, and are starting to approach their record for most runs in a single game as a team, which came all the way back in the first week of franchise history. On May 29, 2022, they scored 24. So we'll see if there are more runs in the chamber. Of course, it was also a Sunday when the Range Riders allowed their most runs in franchise history, and that happened in Missoula, Montana, in the 2022 season, when they allowed 22 at the hands of the Paddleheads. Alex Fernandez in the hole 0-2. Fernandez, on base percentage, going to go sky high today, even if he gets out here. He is 5 for 5 reaching bases. He's halfway to a cycle with a single and a double. That one misses upstairs. He also has got a hat trick of walks. It's the bottom of the 7th inning, and we've already got 3 runs across, but I might as well get to it. It is time for Life's Important Questions. This is one that I've used before, but it was a couple years ago when I last used it. So it's a good time to circle back around to it, and that is, what is the greatest TV dad of all time? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 7th inning. This one floated towards Bjatkovic, who makes the grab for out number 2. That one still came off the bat pretty clean at 87 miles per hour. Up comes Kyle Ashworth. Ashworth, a triple short of the cycle. Sacrifice fly his last time up. He's got the speed for sure to get a triple. So what can he do with 2 outs here? Something to watch. In terms of TV dads, my list is always going to start with Danny Tanner, a Full House, played by Bob Saget. It's funny because I grew up watching, of course, you know, throwing on the channel at the time, ABC Family, getting home, watching that, and 1-0 upstairs, 2-0. And then at some point, I also realized Bob Saget was a comedian, and his aura as a comedian is not the same as his fatherly advice that he was so good at giving on Full House. Called strike right at the top of the zone there. Count goes to 2-1, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th inning. It is 21-2 Glacier. That one misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Range Riders have 2 challenges remaining if they want to use them. On the other side, 0 challenges. And there's a called strike. Count goes to 3-2. This one hit over towards first, backhand made by Stone. And we head to first. He heads to first for out number 3. We're going to the 8th inning of play. It is 21-2 Range Riders off the 3-run blast. 3rd home run of the season by Carson Garner.
Numbness and tingling in the hand can make you lose your grip. Hi, I'm Dr. Nate Fogel. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and hand specialist here at Logan Health. Repetitive actions can lead to a condition called carpal tunnel. Left untreated, these symptoms can interfere with your daily life. Our fellowship-trained hand surgeons offer patient-specific care to help you regain control. Here's to getting a grip on life.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a 3rd-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
Welcome back, top of the 8th inning. Scott Gladstone with you as the Range Riders walking all over the Paddleheads on this Sunday evening. Still not evening. 3:41 p.m. Lock in. 1 ball, no strikes. Bustamante out there for another inning of work. Left you with the life's important questions of the best TV dad. And I said mine's Danny Tanner topped the list. Uncle Phil from, as this is going to be a hit down the right field line. Stone will head to second base. Uncle Phil is from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and referred to as Uncle Phil because, of course, he is the uncle to Will Smith's character, but is the father figure to Will Smith. And he's dropping some dimes of fatherly advice in that one. Leadoff double by Stone. Casarella flares it foul. The count goes to 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. No outs, top of the 8th. In the zone. 0-2. Casarella doesn't like it, but his team has burned their challenges. An 0-2, no out pitch. Limbo action to make it 1-2. Other TV dads, I think it's Phil, I'm forgetting his last name, from Modern Family. This one popped up. Will it stay in play? Millen watches it go. Souvenir ball. Somebody with a glove there took a shot at it, couldn't get it. Phil Dunphy of Modern Family. He's in the conversation for sure. Swing and a miss. Casarella punched out, blew it by him at 97 on the gun from Bustamante. Of course, and this is a pull for those who are watching in the 90s. Reginald Val Johnson, who played Carl Winslow of Family Matters. Carl Winslow, that's the Urkel show, if you don't know, the one where Urkel was on. It's good. I think it's a good pull as well. This one flared to left field. Ashworth watching it fall. Stone will be able to get no further than third base. A 1-out single into left field. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Sergio Gutierrez. Swing and a miss by Gutierrez. He's 0 for 2, strikeout, hit by a pitch, and a pop out. Swing and a miss again. Count goes to 0-2. Final attendance on this Sunday afternoon, official attendance 3,210. It is our largest attendance of the 2026 season. And they got treated to a show in this one. Ooh, that one called a ball. Did just scrape the zone. Count goes to 1-2. Range Riders opting not to be as flagrant with their challenges as the Paddleheads are, but that could have been out number 2 there. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, top of the 8th inning. 21-2 scoreline. Runners on the corners. Hit over to first. It ends up going fair. The field for one, the tag for two. Wow, what a play. They're saying, home plate umpire was saying no runs scored. We know, no run scores. All right, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. What a play by Millen over at first. Tap the bag and tag the runner. We head to the bottom half of the frame. It's 21-2. Bottom of the 8th inning, Glacier Range Riders with a 21-2 lead over the Missoula Paddleheads. New pitcher into the contest. It is Ritter Steinman. Into the contest, former Billings Mustang, was claimed off the waiver wire. And now makes his debut for Missoula. You will see Tommy Rover to start off this bottom of the 8th inning. Probably pretty hard to get yourself juiced up for a 19-run deficit pitching performance right after you got cut from the Mustangs, but Steinman's going to do what he can. Former Kansas Wesleyan Coyote. 3-0 goes the count. With Billings this year, he was 3-0, but he had an 8.74 ERA, 16 strikeouts, and 13 walks for Steinman. The 3-0 pitch. And it's a ball. 4-pitch walk to Rover. Range Riders, the only thing that they're hunting for this inning is the most ever runs scored in a single game in franchise history. They would need 3 to do it. And I assume they're not aware of it because there are individual records that are located in the Range Rider accolades hall outside the Range Rider locker room. And those guys are well aware of it. They want to put their name in history in the Range Rider record book, but there are no team records that are there. That is solely occupying just my record book that I oversee and tend to like a child. That one goes past the catcher. And a wild pitch to put Rover on second base. Speaking of TV dads, if you watched Everybody Hates Chris, Terry Crews' character, who is Chris Rock's dad, and was nicknamed Julius. He was also Chris Rock Sr. There's a called ball. Count goes to 2-1 on Horning. He was pretty good as well. Terry Crews is just a great character. Fun to watch. Extremely hard worker. Julius. That one's called a strike. Count goes to 2-2 on Carson Horning. Nobody out. Two pitch downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled off. Ooh, look out. Count stays full. Just checking to see if there's anybody that I'm missing. Dark horse candidate, Gomez Adams from the Adams family for a TV dad. I can't say I watched the TV show. I don't know if I'd want him as my dad because I don't know if the Adams family is really the right vibe for me. This one a tapper. Awkward spot over there. Steinman's going to need to cover and does successfully. Gets the foot down for a 3-1 put out. Up comes Jake Millen. 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. If you really want a defensive dad, somebody who will do anything to protect their children, swing and a miss, there's also a candidate in Tony Soprano of The Sopranos. We're getting pretty low on the list here, though, I think, when you get to that point where you're picking out a mob boss. Danny Tanner tops my list for the top TV dad, as Millen, who has been hunting for his 7th home run of the season. He's been hunting for it all day, and I thought he got it earlier on one that was called a foul. That one 106 off the bat. It went 360 feet down the right field line. Would have been gone if it was fair. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Millen punched. And up steps Jacob Steele. Steele, 3 for 4. He has 2 singles and a home run. Another thing that could be in the cards this half inning, if the Range Riders can extend it, is if they can get it to Garner, he'll have a chance to go for the cycle if he can get a double. They would need, of course, Steele to avoid getting out and McLaughlin to avoid getting out. These are the storylines we can follow in a 21-2 game. Just trying to tell you what's at stake here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rover with leadoff walk is now on third base. The 1-0. He went through on the swing there. Count goes to 1-1. Steele 3 for 4. He gave a point up to the stands on his home run. And I believe from what I'm hearing that his dad is in attendance. So that's likely where that point was at, a Father's Day home run. As this one headed towards shallow center field and should do it. As Rover was prepared to tag up. Don't need a tag up on 2 outs. That's all she wrote in the bottom of the 8th inning. The last hacks for the Missoula Paddleheads when we return, down by 19 in the 9th. Welcome back. It is the top of the 9th inning. Up at the plate, it'll be 9-1-2 to face off against Jacob Hasty, who is in to close out this contest. Hasty will just try and fire goose egg to send Missoula back on the bus 2 hours down south to the Garden City. It's a called ball in from Hasty, Pietkovich, Bermudez, and Klemp. All missing outside. Count goes to 2-0. Called strike there on the outer cut. Two balls, one strike, swing and a miss by Pietkovich. Reached on a drop third strike wild pitch. And also walked. Fouled off. On the season, Hasty's got himself an 8.31 ERA, 13 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts, 18 walks. The 2-2 pitch in from the lefty Hasty. Tapper down the third base line, picked up by Garner in foul territory. Ball upstairs. Top of the 9th inning. Three-two pitch in, swing and a miss. 18th punch out of the year for Hasty. After getting the better of him, that pitch was perfectly placed as well on the outer cut of the strike zone. A challenge would have confirmed that as a strike. Either way, make sure to stick around post-game if the Range Riders do hold on to this contest. We'll have a post-game interview with at least one, maybe two of your favorite Range Riders. A lot of candidates to choose from. I would almost hit. I don't think this is Bermudez, and I think this might be Yukamoto. Just doesn't look like Bermudez, and Bermudez will be batting from the right side. He's a switch hitter. So this is a pinch hit opportunity for Yukamoto, just activated to the roster today. Ty Yukamoto. Two balls, one strike on Yukamoto in the lefty-on-lefty matchup with Hasty. Lifted up and foul. Yukamoto spent a stint on the IL. He got hurt here in Glacier. And finally returned to the active roster. Final score in the Men's College World Series Game 2. North Carolina 6, Oklahoma 2. Decisive Game 3 tomorrow night. Just want to tap her towards first. It's a fair ball. And there is two gone. Last chance after the pinch hit opportunity is Nick Klemp. 1 for 4 Klemp. These Paddleheads, 6 hits today in a lopsided 21-2 scoreline. This pitch should do it as Steele receives and fires for out number 3. For the first time this season, the Range Riders take down the Paddleheads. They do it in lofty fashion, 21-2, and the Range Riders win. That's how it finishes, with a 6-3 ground out, brings to a close a 5-game home losing streak, a 5-game losing streak against the Paddleheads. And avoiding a second straight sweep against their Mission Mountain rivals. Feels good, especially because it's Father's Day, and we're going to have a boatloads of kids running the bases post-game with their fathers. What it's all about on this Sunday afternoon.
Thinking about where to host your next office event? Book the indoor event space at Glacier Bank Park. With a capacity up to 145 people, our indoor event space is a flexible, year-round venue ideal for accommodating receptions, conferences, and holiday parties. The spacious layout boasts impressive stadium and mountain views, providing the perfect setting for guests to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
When injuries occur, it can feel like your goals are out of reach. I'm Dr. Karen Purser, an orthopedic surgeon and
changes, I had a rough road trip, but I just wanted to simplify everything when we got home. As simple as just picking up the foot and putting it down and taking a swing.
All right, and then today's 21-2 victory solidifies 200 wins for the Range Riders organization, with y'all making history. What does it mean to you to be a Range Rider to play for this team?
I love playing for Flathead Valley and this amazing crowd, and I just want to thank you guys for coming out every night and supporting the team. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I think the attendance and the fans can speak for themselves. It's truly a blessing. I think that every day for giving me the ability and the opportunity to come out here and play in baseball around here in Montana, play for this great organization. A lot more wins to come.
Great, thank y'all.
Final score of this one, the Glacier Range Riders taking down the Missoula Paddleheads 21-2. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap this baby up from Glacier Bank Park. We'll be right back.
Thinking about where to host your next office event? Book the indoor event space at Glacier Bank Park. With a capacity up to 145 people, our indoor event space is a flexible, year-round venue ideal for accommodating receptions, conferences, and holiday parties. The spacious layout boasts impressive stadium and mountain views, providing the perfect setting for guests to mingle, network, and celebrate. Book your office party today at glacierbankpark.com.
When injuries occur, it can feel like your goals are out of reach. I'm Dr. Karen Purser, an orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist at Logan Health. If you injure a joint, muscle, or bone, our orthopedics and sports medicine specialists are here to help. Our highly specialized surgeons, clinicians, and physical therapists offer innovative treatments and the latest minimally invasive procedures to help you recover and return to activity faster and stronger so that you can reach your goal.
Welcome to Magoo & Company, a third-generation family-owned business nestled in the heart of downtown Whitefish. We offer a dazzling array of diamonds, ethically sourced Montana sapphires, and captivating custom designs that capture the essence of Montana's natural beauty. From jewelry design and appraisals to cleaning, repairs, and gemologist consulting, your satisfaction is our priority. Experience the magic of Magoo & Company and discover the perfect piece to celebrate life's special moments.
Welcome back. It is the post-game show here as the Glacier Range Riders took down the Missoula Paddleheads by the biggest win over Missoula in franchise history. 21-2, the final score. Glacier over Missoula. Kids are about to run the bases, about to get crazy here. I'll wrap this baby up quick because there is way too much to talk about for just one sitting. The winning pitcher will be a scorer's decision, and it will likely go to Lance Wade, his first professional victory. 2 innings out of the pen, no earned runs. Losing pitcher will be the man who pitched just 1/3 of an inning, Mason Longoria, allowing 7 earned runs, just 1 strikeout. The save is not applicable in a 21-2 contest. Look at the individual standouts for the Range Riders, and it's hard to say that there was anybody that just didn't stand out. Fernandez was 2 for 3 with 4 runs scored. Let me just pull up the record book while I go through this, just in case we got anything to chart. In terms of a single game, most runs scored, actually, we've had some players that have scored 5 times in one game, so that won't do anything. Ashworth was 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 7 RBIs, which is second or third only to Christian Kirtley and Gabe Howell, who Christian Kirtley had 10 in one game. That was in Missoula. Tommy Rover, 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a walk. Carson Horning, 1 for 5 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Millen was 1 for 5, and I'll tell you what, he should have had a home run, but it was called foul. Jacob Steele, 3 for 5. He was a triple short of the cycle. J.D. McLaughlin, 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Carson Garner was 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 6 RBIs for Garner. And Lutzo, in his professional debut, went 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored as well. Doubles from Fernandez and Ashworth. Garner was a double short of the cycle. And just what a day for the Glacier Range Riders here offensively in this big win over the Missoula Paddleheads. We also had 4 innings, just 2 runs against Chris Canada. Bustamante, 2 scoreless innings. Hasty, a scoreless 9th in such a beautiful, beautiful Sunday victory over the arch rivals. Looking at the scoreboard ahead before I go back and say what's coming up. As we look at the scoreboard today, Range Riders obviously get the win here, but it doesn't look like they'll make up any ground on the squads that are in first place, Long Beach and Billings. As right now the internet's taking a second to refresh and give me the new score line. All right, Billings wins over Great Falls. They win 7-6. Ogden defeats Boise 10-2. Idaho Falls has got a lead on Red Pocket 10-6. That is considerable considering the Range Riders take on the Red Pocket Mobiles in the next 6-game series. So that'll be a chance for the Range Riders to be able to maybe see a team that is less confident than the win streak that they had coming into that one. Modesto up 12-6 on the Oakland Ballers. Former Range Rider Kingston Liniak had a great game yesterday for Modesto. And the Long Beach Coast right now up 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. We look ahead to Tuesday to see the matchups around the league. Billings will play at Missoula. Those are big games for both of those sides. And if there's a team that could take some games off of the Mustangs, the Paddleheads are certainly in that conversation. They have an explosive offense if you get the chance for it. Obviously, they didn't have the chance to break out that offense today. The Range Riders at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday will host the Red Pocket Mobiles. Ogden will play at Boise. Great Falls will play at Idaho Falls. So that's just good because nobody's getting free wins that is in the playoff picture above the Range Riders. It'll be just Great Falls and the Chuckers, who are both below Glacier. Long Beach is at Yuba Sutter. That's troubling considering Yuba Sutter is the coldest team in the league right now, and the Coast are inching closer to a playoff berth. And Oakland will play at Modesto as the California teams are all just swip-swapping opponents. Final score of this one, again, 21-2, and we'll leave you with that and send a huge shout-out once again to all of the fathers out there, all the father figures. We appreciate you. And we hope you have a tremendous day. I want to say a special Happy Father's Day to my dad, Jack Gladstone, who raised me to be the storyteller that I am today. And I really appreciate it. I feel like, just like he told me this morning, because he finds a way to project it on me, he says that he hit the jackpot with me as his son. I completely disagree and think I was the one that got lucky with him as my father. A huge shout out once again to all of our coaching staff, our front office, our tremendous people in and around this organization. Hopefully, if you see anybody that's around this organization, see one of the coaches, wish them a happy Father's Day. They'll much appreciate it. And as we close this game up, we want to send all our appreciation to you for tuning in all week. We hope to talk to you on Tuesday night at 6:35 p.m. Mountain Time, the first ever matchup between the Glacier Range Riders and the Red Pocket Mobiles. Final score of today's game, Range Riders win this one 21-2 in one of their biggest offensive showings at home in franchise history. Until Tuesday night, we hope you have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon and Father's Day. Please enjoy the day and enjoy the beautiful weather we're having in Montana if you're here, and if you're somewhere else, enjoy the rest of the day. For all of us here at the Glacier Range Riders, have a good one and stay safe out there.